So as you can see here, we've got all this ammunition that is spent. In today's video, I'm going to show you a technique for refilling these, different than some of the other techniques that I've seen. I've seen tape, seen wax paper, but first we'll start by cleaning these out. Here's all the materials for this project. Just some Elmer's clear glue, some salt, and as opposed to tape, we're going to use these spring roll wrappers to kind of cover the ammunition. To clean it, I'm just using a chopstick and a brush, so I will get that started. As you can see here, to clean it, all I'm doing is taking the chopsticks, putting them in each hole and kind of turning them to get that old stuff out. These are already spent rounds. Just kind of going around the holes, get as much as we can out of it so we can refill it. And then just kind of use a brush or your fingers to kind of get it off, and do that a bunch more times. Okay, we've taken a chopstick and cleaned out these old ones as best as we can, and next we'll go ahead and prepare to reload these. Okay, so now we are going to go to these spring roll papers. I chose these because they are very thin. They're very sticky when wet, so try not to get water on them, but as you can see, that's what we're going to use. We're just going to go ahead and set that down here, and then we're going to take all these and we're going to just put glue on the plastic parts here all the way around, just the yellow, and we're going to stick it to it like that. We're going to do a whole bunch at a time and then cut it later. Okay, so here's how to apply the glue. We've got one here. We've got our Elmer's clear glue. We are just going to put it around the outside there, just like that. And that should be good. Just enough to stick to the rice paper. So then we take it and we just lay it on there, probably at the edge. Just like that, kind of push it down. So now we're going to do the rest. Okay, so as you can see, I've got all the glue on, and I've got it on this spring roll wrap. Now we're just going to wait for this to dry. Just set up a little bit, and then we can do the opposite side as well with some salt. Alright, so we've got it drying. I put some weight on it. So now we can take the weight off and see how we're doing. Looking pretty good here. Pretty strong on there itself, as you can see. So now we'll go to the next step of filling it with salt. Okay, so now we're just going to pour salt in the holes. Let me make a bit of a mess on my desk here. Just pour it till it's full. And go around and get all of them. Okay. My wife is going to wonder what happened to all the salt. And save the salt for later, put it on cardboard or something, put it in a bag. Okay. Looks good. Take our brush here. We're just gonna brush across this. Make sure the holes are filled and do that on each one. And it's alright if there's some leftover salt on there. I'll go and take care of that, show you the result. Okay, here's the end result. If you've got, just look around if there's any that are not really filled, just kind of grab the enormous amount of salt that you spilled. Just put it in the holes, kind of brush it in there. Yeah, they all look alright. Bit of a mess, but that's okay. Put some salt in here, and then take all this, I'll put it there. There we go. Alright, again, you can save the rest of the salt for later. Alright, now we're just going to grab another piece of the spring roll wrapper here. I'm just going to throw that on there, and I think what I'm going to do here is grab a knife and go around and kind of cut some stress cracks in the center so it kind of goes around these black guys just a little bit. And go around and do that whole thing. That way the next part when we glue it actually sticks to it. I'll go around and cut some stress marks now. Okay, I've cut some stress marks in there, so I'm just going to mark where the top one is in relation to the other one. So what we need to do now is we're going to take this off, just like this. We'll grab our glue, and now we're just going to go around like we did earlier. Just be liberal with the glue, don't matter. Put it up above everywhere. Over here, get this one. I'll finish this off, and then we'll just put the other paper back on where we marked it. Okay, now we've got all our glue on. Got our marks up here that from earlier. We are just gonna try to set this up as best as we can and put it on there. You can see the glue's kind of squishing down a bit. So what we'll do is we're gonna let that dry. So we'll take all these materials away. So in order to let it dry, what I did earlier was I just took this box of salt. I'm gonna throw it on top. Just like that, so it kind of squishes it down a bit. Take these heavy CO2 guys and just put it on there so it kind of squishes it as much as possible. So we should be good. We'll let that dry, come back. Alright, so I gave it about an hour. I took the CO2 off, and as you can see here, we kind of have this pancake, but the rice paper is on there. This next step is really just grabbing some scissors, cutting around it. We'll go ahead and do that now, and I'll show you the end result. Alright, so I've kind of cut it into pizzas, I guess you could say, slices. Basically just cutting them like that, and then used a razor blade to kind of just get these lines across. So now we're just kind of take them apart one by one. So now I've got them apart here, just kind of sitting on there. Now we're just going to kind of do a final cleanup so the end result kind of looks similar to that. You can see it's all covered in there, a bit messy, but shake that off. That should do the trick once these are completely dry. So I'll go ahead and start removing and cleaning that up. So what you can see is that I've done here is I've just taken the razor blade, I'm just kind of going across, just going all the way around, try to make this as easy as possible for when you peel it. Now when we peel it, it should just peel, hopefully, off. If you hold the center one just like that. Then it just kind of peels off, keeps the other one sealed up there like that. And that's kind of how you do it. The other side still needs a little bit of time to dry, but we can clean it up in the meantime, and we'll be good to go. Now, if when you're cutting it, one of these papers kind of comes off like you see here on this one, I went ahead and put some more glue under it, and I've noticed that if you use a 3/4 inch socket, it compresses it down to where it can kind of hold the glue. But as you can see, this is how it's looking so far. A little more trimming to do. Okay, so we finished it up, got them all cut out. Now we're just gonna let them dry a little bit longer. Some of them are wet and warped, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now that we've got all that done and cut, some of the pieces had some missing glue on it, so I just put glue on it and then I just let it sit for about an hour, and you can see here how they look, looking pretty good. So now we'll just kind of move on to the next step. Flip these over. I'll probably poke some holes in the back here so it'll go on to the revolver, and we'll give it a shot. Okay, as you can see here, like I said, poke some holes. I'm just using a knife, inserting in it, and just kind of twisting the knife so that way it'll be able to load into the gun, get all that salt out from earlier. But as you can see, we've got the rice paper on there, we've got the rounds loaded. We are almost ready to fire. So I will get all these cleaned out and we'll prepare to fire. Okay, so here is the end result. Yes, there's salt everywhere, all that, but it is going to work. So let's take out the old one here. Kind of compare it. Yeah, the old one's a little cleaner, that's for sure, but it is certainly going to work. So let's pop in the new one that we just created into here. So it'll just hopefully pop on there. We got it in. Okay. We've got it in, we've got everything. You can see it's kind of sticking out there, but we've got foil set up. Let's give it a shot. So, as you can see, we blasted a hole right through it, and it worked pretty great. We can take it out now, and you can see what it looks like after one's been fired. See that? And for comparison, we will use the one that you buy from Buggle Salt. We will stick that in there, pop it on. Now this is the one you buy. And we completely obliterated the foil. So the shot on the right is the one we just made. The shot on the left is Buggle Salt. Not bad at all, actually. Time consuming, yes, but you know, if you're waiting for your new ammunition and all that, this is certainly the way to go. Hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments what you think.